Yeah. What's up? Good, popping, cracking, percolating. What's really good in the hood is your man Theo Butler. It is what a week it was Wednesday. Yeah, it's been a week. It's been a week. I don't know what's going on. I don't know whether it's something going on. It's been a week. Good God, have mercy, Jesus. Before we begin, like, share, subscribe. You like, leave a comment. You don't like, leave a constructive comment. Constructive. I feel like that's lost in today's. I don't think we realize what that is. We don't. That said, I think we got a great show tonight. You pulling up. I'm thinking we got a great show tonight and everything like that. Give me 1 second. The coffee ain't coughing for me. No, it ain't giving me the coffee that I need. Shout out to tonight's sponsor. They don't realize they're responsible for tonight's show. But shout out to well, I'm grown. Chock full of nuts coffee. Shout out to them for the night's show and everything like that. Yeah. Shout out to the company. Yeah, making it do what it do, providing the place. Shout out to International Delight, specifically French Vanilla. We're gonna make it do what it's gonna do. Yeah. Like I said, I think we got a great show this evening, a great lineup. It's been a great week. Hopefully you off. More importantly, unlike what we got going on where I'm at, hopefully you got some great weather where you at. It's raining bulls and buffaloes out here yonder. Yeah, it is. Let's go ahead and get into tonight's topic. I see my brother is up in the building. Show it. Him, we call him the prophet. Yeah. You listen to my brother Dora, you stay out of trouble. And we got my other brother, not tell him. Mr. He who says I'll be asking different questions. This might be one of them shows. That's it, though. Let's go ahead and get on up in here and everything like that. Go over tonight's topics. Yeah. Stephanie Williams, Vixen, and controversy. I don't know how that keep happening. I don't. But you know what? Never mind. Black characters in the MCU. Is your fandom limited to the MCU? I got questions. I know it ain't like that with nobody else. That's crazy. Be having a lot of conversations with Chat GPT. Folks think I'm crazy. No, Chat GPT said, no, I understand what you would. I understand your frustration. I do. Fans of plants, the predictable discourse with anti-recasters. He wanted to go differently. It don't. Frustrations of a Black Panther fan. Ooh, I'm going to let it be known right now, tonight. What is irking my nerves, grinding my gears, got me all up in my feelings. We gonna let it. It's gonna be known tonight. We're gonna let it be known tonight. T'Challa and Ultron. They got some history, don't they? I know my brother Dara, like, yeah, they do. I know Mr. Ray Smith, like, yes, they do. They got some history. It's crazy because, you know, if you don't go back and read, you would take some stuff for granted, right? But in me going back reading, right, I find myself asking some questions like, so why wasn't T'Challa around when they made Ultron again? Definitely why wasn't he around when the Vision showed up? Yeah, we got some questions. Avengers Doomsday. You know how we talked about that Sam Wilson action figure? We weren't the only ones. We were not the only one. Also, last but not least, action figure news. Tomorrow's the 13th. 1 p.m. tomorrow. Don't act like that. Yeah, we're going to get all up into it. So that said, let's go ahead and get the show open and everything like that. Before we do that, anybody remember that movie Snakes on the Plane? Samuel Jackson, me and my brother Dara talked about it. Snakes on the Plane. Yeah, I love that movie. I love that movie. There's never a wrong time. There's never a wrong time for me to watch Snakes on the Plane. It ain't. I love that movie. I do. Now, that said, in me loving Snakes on the Plane, I'm only watching it because Samuel L. Jackson is in it cussing, and I got me some snakes. The plot is ridiculous. Let me say that one more time. The plot don't make no damn sense at no shape, form, or fashion. We got a dude flying the plane, and his only experience in flying a plane is video games. We're not going to act like that. I said that to say this. You can enjoy a movie, a film, a TV show, and it still have its issues, right? It don't mean you didn't see the issues. It just means to a degree you didn't care about the issues. You see them. The issues being there didn't stop you from enjoying the movie. It is the same thing when we talk about stuff from the MCU. You hear a constructive criticism about the MCU, a project in the MCU, and because you're an MCU fan, you think the person just don't like the MCU. You ever stop to think that that person might have been rocking with the MCU when it first got started? You ever stop to think about that? Do you ever stop to think about the fact that this person might have a legitimate gripe with what's going on? I would like to think that you would now at this particular point in time, because more than enough folks are coming out saying, "Oh my goodness, Marvel, the MCU ain't doing right by its black character." It never has. It never has. Say acting like the MCU just started doing bad by its black characters is like saying DC so white. Like, I don't want to be asking where you been. I don't want to ask that question because you've been around. I'm thinking what it is you heard one of your elders say something about the MCU, and much like we did when we was young, you tuned them out. I get it now. I see how my grandfather felt. See, I said feel. I see how my grandfather felt. I be feeling the same damn way, except it ain't my grandchild that's doing it to me. It's Black Panther fans. That's it. Let's go ahead and crack this puppy on open. Let me keep up with these notes because I was raised to be a gentleman. I was taught to be an officer. You know, like that. Let's get on in here and everything like that. Let's see what we got because I don't want to be rude. Just to let y'all know, my brother Dara did have a live early today. It was Wakanda Wednesdays. Y'all go check that out. I'm going to keep up with these notes. I see we got 2 people. Make sure you hit the like button, even if you don't say anything. That's how we pay bills around here. So, Stephanie Williams. Now, I've seen some criticism in regards to her comments about Black Panther. What I have as of yet to come across is anybody saying they're not going to buy Vixen. Now, if it's been said, it's been said. But the people that I've come across that are critical of her comments regarding Black Panther, T'Challa, I ain't read not one person say they're not buying Vixen. So I'm trying to figure out where that's coming from because I ain't read it. Now, I myself am critical of her comments in regards to T'Challa, Black Panther, because the stuff that she's saying about T'Challa also applies to Marie McCabe. I don't, and if you read comic books, and maybe that's what it is, it's more folks that a little bit say they read comic books, but don't. But if you read comic books and you're familiar with both characters, you know his story is similar to her story, is similar to his story, is similar to her story. You know that. Total, mantle, total. Passed down through generation, Guardian, protector. Africa. What we doing? What we doing? So the fact that she's drawing a difference between the 2 characters, I'm like, ma'am, I don't. You practicing a healthy dose of cognitive dissonance with that one. I don't know why, but that has nothing to do with her Black Panther story either, or rather her story featuring Shorty in that Wakanda. That's a nice story. It is. It did what it was supposed to do, and she really could have kept it right there with her comments. I got hired to do a job. Well, I had little to no creative freedom. She said that. She could have just left it right there. The job was to write a Wakanda story about Shorty that didn't feature T'Challa. That's fair. That's fair. Shorty should have her own stories outside of T'Challa, just like T'Challa should have his own stories outside of Shorty. You see how we do that right there? We're not created Shorty because it wasn't nobody from the MCU. It was really Reginald Hudlin. And if we're echoing the sentiments of that husband, father, as to why he created Shorty, then I don't know how any Black Panther Shorty fan is getting caught up in having to pick between her and T'Challa, when it should be her and T'Challa. Not her or, not him or, it should be her and, it should be him and. See? And or. Them not the same words. Don't mean the same thing. They don't mean the same thing. When she's taught she's gonna write Vixen, there's nothing wrong with that. It ain't. I think the way she intend on writing, extending the lore of Vixen, Marie McCabe, I think that's a beautiful thing. I don't. It's a block. I'm trying to figure out how she can say that about Vixen, and when Black Panther fans say they want the same thing for T'Challa, there's a big wall right there. It's like, okay, when she said that, it sounded good. No, we didn't say it sounded bad. What we asked was why we can't get this over here for T'Challa. You say you didn't hear me. You say my phone went out. You say you heard some static in the background. I said if she can do that for Vixen, Marie McCabe, and it makes sense. We're not asking why she couldn't do it over here. We know why she couldn't do it over here. We're asking why that, if it makes sense over here, and you saying it makes sense, and you salivating, you can't wait till you get you some of that. I can't either. Why that don't make sense over here? I think that, and then when you have people like Evan Narcisse and everything, I'm like, y'all not the only ones with education. That's what I feel like sometimes they be talking down the phone, like, you know what, let me get on your level because you're not educated enough. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I don't read on the 6th grade level. I read on the same level you read on. That didn't make sense to a professor. That wouldn't have made sense to the person in special ed. That made absolutely no sense. So everything else you said made sense. But when you act like there's a difference between the two characters and how they should be written, as if one fandom is good with what they should be expecting and the other fandom is expecting too much, you doing too much now. You doing too much now. Did I say she was a bad writer? No, I did not. Did I say she was wrong in what she was going to do with Vixen? No, I did not, because I know that's what people are going to hear. Did I criticize her writing of Shorty? No, I didn't. No, I didn't, because I know folks going to hear what they want to hear. I said she was being a hypocrite in regards to her statements. That's what I'm saying. I want to make sure I'm being clear. She's being a hypocrite. She's practicing a healthy dose of cognitive dissonance, and folks defending her are practicing a healthy dose of cognitive dissonance. I just don't be trying. I'll be trying to figure out who they talking to. That's all I be trying to figure out, who they talking to, because it don't make sense. It don't make sense. Moving right along, we in for a good time. Not to be confused with a long time. I'm trying to set a record. Get in and get out. Move it in, move it out. Next up, black characters in the MCU. Okay, I'm starting to notice a trend. So, if I'm having a conversation with an X-Men fan, right? They could be somebody that came in with the Fox movies. They could be, right? And we start talking about the X-Men. I say something about Cyclops. Then I say something about Angel. Say something about Beast. Say something about Iceman. Say something about Jean Grey. Say something like, that was the OG5. I could make some stuff, not make some stuff up, but I could say some stuff like, Scott's nickname used to be Slim. Used to call him Slim Summers. I could say Professor X used to look like he had arched eyebrows. He did. I can say we was confused as kids because even though he was called Iceman, he looked like Frosty the Snowman. That's what he looked like. I can say something like, Warren don't need nothing. And they be like, what you mean? I'm like, because Warren can rip the doors off of a small van. I would hear a bunch of ooh and ah, and you would too if you said some stuff like that. You would be. If you drop some knowledge talking about, well, you know, it's actually Rogue and Gambit that's in love with one another, Remy LeBeau. Yeah, if you mention something about the Mutant Massacre, Mr. Sinister, folks gonna fall in love with you. Whether they comic book fans or whether they Fox movie fans or whether they Spider-Man, I'm finally coming home. By the time I got home, what is this? The Next Way Home? What? Like, you could watch this movie. You can see Jean Grey, right? You're not gonna catch no flack from no movie fan talking about Jean Grey. You could talk to them about the Dark Phoenix saga, and they done seen both behind versions. I left a word out. They could have seen both of them. Y'all finna have a kumbaya moment. They don't know nothing about. Okay. Well, hold on. You know when Logan did it. Yeah, that's not how that happened. What happened? They was up on the moon, taking on the Landris folks. Yeah, the Imperial Guard. Yeah, they was taking on them. They was getting whooped too. Who was getting whooped? The X-Men. They was getting handed to them. Like they was getting tore out the frame. It was Scott and Jean at the end. It was, yeah. And he said something like, I love you, Jean. And she would always say the lamest thing to me. And you, Scott, with all my heart. You can't tell that you love him. You're gonna keep saying, you're just gonna keep saying, and you too, Scott, with all that don't make no damn sense. Anyway, she took her own life. Huh? Yeah. She took her own life. It was Scott was standing right there. Wasn't no Logan. What Logan? What? Yeah. Wasn't no Logan. They not finna get mad at you about that. They gonna say what? What? And you be like, yeah, Logan was on the moon because the fight went down on the moon, but it wasn't Logan and Jean. Logan went there. Look, Scott was there. Scott was, and he quit right after that. What? Yeah, he quit right after that. I ain't blaming. He left right after that, but he said he couldn't do it no more. He had lost love. No. What? What? Yeah. but it was on the front cover. They had the Toys R Us logo across the front of it and everything. Because Toys R Us was big back then. He had a double bag over his shoulder. Shoulder did had on some yellow with the blue tights, with the yellow pirate boot. Yeah, my dog pieced out. Sure did. What? Yeah, you get some you get some notoriety for knowing stuff like that. But when it comes to black characters, you better not know nothing. You got one time to say something about one of these black characters in the MCU, and you don't say something that line up with the MCU, you're finna get your feelings. We back. We back. We still in here. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, you're gonna get some props knowing some X-Men stuff. You gonna get some props. You can get some attaboys knowing some X-Men stuff. You know something about a black character that then popped up in the MCU. You finna get cussed out. You finna get cussed out. There is no value in you knowing what that black character then did outside the MCU. You ain't finna get no pats on the back. Ain't nobody finna say, damn, that's what's up. They gonna call you and still be getting ready to disrespect you, auntie, whatever. You are not finna get no props from nobody. Well, hold on. I might be wrong in saying this one. You gonna get some props from the nerds. Let me say that. You're gonna get some props from the nerd community. When I say the nerd community, I'm talking about those that read comic books. You're gonna get some props from them. But MCU fans, specifically MCU fans that represent them black characters, you got one time. You got one time to display some comic book knowledge about a black character in the MCU. You're finna get your feelings hurt. And don't say nothing about no writer. Don't say nothing about no executive. You finna get cussed out. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. I didn't find that out the hard way. You can't even say, well, what's going on with the Diabolical? You asking a fair question. You sitting up here, you saw Black Panther, you saw the first one, you saw T'Challa in the Diabolical, you saw him talk to his daddy. The traumatic experience. His daddy died in his arms, right? Cool. You see Black Panther, but and you letting this ride, even though you know damn good and well Eric ain't no damn Black Panther. He damn sure ain't talked to Bass. But you're gonna let it ride because it's MCU. Eric see his daddy. Well, Eric is mad. That's what folks say. Eric was mad. Okay, well, Eric was mad. Why did he see his daddy? Because folks is telling you that's why Shooty saw Eric, is because Shooty was mad. Damn it, pick one. Pick one. Well, that's why did. Well, she chose to see Eric. She chose to see Eric for what? She at this particular point in time, when Shooty go to the Diabolical, I don't know how, because she took a synthetic heart-shaped herb, and I still ain't seen no damn Bass. But anyway, she went. Her mama dead, her daddy dead, and her brother dead. Who does she want to see? Oh, you want to see Eric. Make that make sense. You want to see the dude that tried to delete you. You want to see the dude that tried to delete your brother. You want to see the dude that was going to delete your mama. That's who you want to see. You don't want to see your daddy. Your daddy been gone for a minute. You don't want to see him. You didn't even see your daddy when he died. Your dad was in a whole other country. You don't want to see him. You don't want to see your mama. When you just beefing with your mama, when you just arguing with your mama, you don't want to talk to her? What about your brother? You know, the one that's got you all in your feelings throughout this whole damn movie. You don't want to say bye one last time? Eric. Folks get mad because you just asked the question. This makes sense. Well, it's what they chose. I know they chose it. I'm saying, does it make sense? Well, she chose. Well, if she could choose, why she choose? Well, she was traumatized. Okay, Lord Jesus, have mercy. Pick one. Pick one. Pick one. Pick one. Mind you, did I say I'm doing this as an MCU? Because what we know about it in the comic book, ain't nobody in the Diabolical but the Black Panthers. Tell me. This what happened when you stray from the source material. Because what did T'Challa, where was T'Challa? In the Diabolical. Did he not walk up on the Panther tree? Yes, he did. Did one of them Black Panthers walk down from that Panther tree and turn to T'Chaka? Yes. What we doing? What we doing? Then we get to the next Diabolical. Where is Eric at? Oh, he's sitting amongst the burning heart-shaped herbs, just chilling. And his hair didn't grow. But I guess that makes sense. Because where was his dad at? Oh, his daddy was in the apartment, chilling. Okay, never mind. We doing whatever we want to do. See how I'm doing that? We doing whatever we want to do as MCU fans. You don't want the writing to make sense. You better not ask for that. You better not ask for that. You better. Anansi, the spotter that pulled up what? Some feel threatened when you ask the right question. I don't know why they would never feel threatened if I asked the question about the X-Men. If I sat up there and say, hey, what? You know Apocalypse is the first mutant, right? What? Yeah, that whole thing about more, yeah. It's in Sabanua, that dude right there. And you know he taller than that dude, right? He big and taller than that, what you seen in the X-Men movie. Yeah, he taller than Oscar Isaac. I don't even know why they cast him. I don't. You gonna get oohs, you gonna get ahs. They gonna be impressed. You better not know nothing about no black character. not one that's been featured in the MCU. Say something about Riri Williams that ain't got nothing to do with the MCU. You finna get cussed out. You finna get cussed out. You finna get called out your name. You finna be told you a misogynist, a misogynoir. You finna be told you hate women. It don't matter if you just asking a question. No, you finna get all that. You finna get all of that right now. Now tell him says who's retwisting his locks in a Dijon. I don't know. I low key was in my feelings because I'm like, well, damn, his hair longer than mine. I'm like, damn, dog, you been dead and your hair longer than mine. I ain't gonna never catch you up. You can't. And the damn thing to me is this leads into what makes it so frustrating as a comic book fan, as a Black Panther fan, because we could easily do the segue. This what makes it frustrating. This, if y'all ain't ever heard it from me, I'm gonna tell you right now. This is what frustrates me. Actually, no, pisses me off is more like it. Irk to the high state of irktivity, right? My brother Dara just did a live today. He was talking about you get the representation you settle for. It pisses me off that the average black person is fine knowing damn near every damn thing they don't want to know about a character that don't look like them, don't represent them, than they do about a character that does look like them and does represent them. That pisses me off because it's like, I don't mind not knowing. And I'm going to be mad that you know. In ways they would never do that for the white character. Never. Oh, they're going to try and know every damn thing about Batman. I'm pretty sure it's more than enough black people that ain't Batman fans done heard of bat shark repellent. But you can't tell me one common damn thing about Sam Wilson. You can't tell me the simplest thing about Sam Wilson. You can't, but if I know it, it's a problem. Well, who you want to know it? If you ain't gonna know it, who you want to know it? Who you want to get your information from? Because you gladly taking this over here. And I might not have been the first person that told you about Bruce. I might not have been the first person that talked to you about Peter. But you ain't never got mad at me talking about Bruce and Peter the way you get mad. You can't even talk to these people about Shorty. And they swear they Shorty fans. That's crazy to me. You can't talk to them about a Shorty action figure. You can't talk to them about, you wish Hasbro would come out with a brand new Shorty action figure. You can't say anything to them about, man, I wish Shorty could get a limited solo. It's been a minute since we got a Shorty run. You can't talk to them. You can't talk to them about Claws of the Panther, which is a Shorty story. You can't talk to them about that Shorty 10-issue run when she was in the Dejalia, becoming the griot. You can't even talk to them about Shorty being the damn griot. But you don't like women. And you hate Shorty. That's what pisses me off. I can't even have a conversation with you, but we can talk about Catwoman all day, can't we? Oh, we can talk some Jean Grey? Yeah, I know we can. We can have a conversation about Supergirl, can't we? You want to talk about Mystique? Wonder Woman? Yeah, you Hawk Girl. You want to talk about Hawk Girl and her relationship with John? But you can't talk about these black characters over here, can't you? Boy, look here. That's what pisses me off. That's what pisses me off, because it speaks too much of not knowing your own history. Not knowing and not caring about your own damn history. And if you don't know your history, you don't care about your history, then you subject to somebody telling you any damn thing they want to in regards to your history. Damn, we don't see the real world analysis taking place right here in 2026. It's crazy. I said the fictional character was the test. That was the test subject right there. The fictional character. But he said right there in front of God and country, for us to get you to like love in Wakanda, for us to get you to fall in love with Wakanda, we first knew we had to get you to fall in love with T'Challa. Did you really fall in love with T'Challa? I think that's a fair question. Because to get you to fall in love with yourself, Africa, I must first get you to fall in love with yourself. Are we in love with ourselves? I got questions. I got questions, because they're showing you real time. They don't give two damns about your real history, showing you in real time. And if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but wasn't they taking stuff down in DC, erasing history? Well, do you know how you keep up with your own history? It's through oral telling. It's through the oral form. That means it's somebody keeping up with our history orally, because they know they're going to alter it, if not just take it out the history books altogether. That's the job of a griot. That's the job of a griot. So we low-key experiencing this real time, and we're not looking at how we being tested on the fictional level. Well, if you don't give a damn about the black character's origin, and they all originated in the comic books by and large, but you getting mad at those that do, then that's just like saying You don't give two damns about your own history in America, let alone the world, but you want to get mad at those that do. Hey, Tyreek. Make it make sense. Because you're not keeping up with history. How you mad at those that did? How you mad at those that are? You either ain't keeping up with real world history or you not keeping up with comic book history. Even though you got history in it, but you mad at those that look like you, that represent you, that are keeping up with the history of the characters that represent you and look like you. Make it make sense. You don't want to listen to the comic book fan that looks like you. You would rather listen to the comic book fan that looks like you, who says they care about the same damn characters you care about. You would rather take your lead from an executive that's showing you they're not a comic book fan. You rather take your lead from executives and directors who can't do for you on a daily basis what your fellow nerd is doing for you on a daily basis for the free. Because you got to pay to go see Black Panther 3, don't you, pay? You got to go pay to see Black Panther 3. You got to wait 2 years. But you going to give your behind the kiss to the person whom you see every day on social media talking about Black Panther? Okay. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say okay, because we got a saying over here with the Rock With Me Nation. We got Wakanda at the house. We got Wakanda at the house, and we growing the knowledge of Wakanda. Yeah, we have council meetings and everything like that. Yeah. We growing the representation of Wakanda. You can get in on it. The borders are closed now. I just need us to understand that the borders to Wakanda are closed. We suffer from xenophobia over here for real. Now, everybody not pulling up. We don't welcome everybody. But if you down for it, yeah, you come on in. You get the same thing. We give it for free. The comic book knowledge, the merch knowledge, the action figure knowledge, the character knowledge, the story knowledge. We give it. You ain't gotta wait. You ain't gotta wait. You say you're a Black Panther fan, right? I ain't saying, I'm just saying, like you can wait. But I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, and I think I can speak for the rest of the Rock With Me Nation, we know for sure who's really the Black Panther fans when it comes to either the Rock With Me Nation or the MCU. We know who know more and care more about T'Challa when it comes to either me or Ryan Coogler. That ain't even close. That's not close. Now you can go over there. You can. I ain't mad at that. Ain't none of us mad at that. But the whole anger, cause we know you would never get mad at a Batman fan for knowing. You would never get mad at a Superman fan for knowing. You would never get mad at a Spider-Man fan for knowing. You would never get mad at a Wolverine fan for knowing, an X-Men fan for knowing. So the fact that so many of us, because I'm not really talking about nobody else, but the fact that so many of us can get mad at us for actually knowing the lore, the legacy regarding Black Panthers. I'm gonna say regarding Black characters because it's bigger than Black Panther. Regarding Black Panthers, that's a wild moment for me. This is exactly why I stay on Kyber Island. I might be a little behind on the butter. I ain't mad at that, Archie. Archie say he on Kyber Island, and every nerd knows what he just meant. Every nerd knows what he just meant. Every Black Panther fan knows what he just meant. Let me stay right there, because I can use that as a segue. He said Kyber Island. We ain't gonna never get that story. And folks be like, why? Well, Kyber Island is named after a Black Panther villain called Kyber the Cruel. Kyber the Cruel is a T'Challa villain. You know how Lex Luthor is a Clark Kent villain? That's not John. That's not John's villain. No. You know how the Joker is Bruce's villain? That's not Dick's villain. That's not Dick's villain. Kyber the Cruel is a T'Challa villain. As a matter of fact, Shorty is the only other Black Panther that's got a villain. Well, no, I ain't gonna say that because I could say Mosi has Kivu Ma. I could say Mosi got Kivu Ma, but then I know some people are like, whoa, who's Mosi? That's a Black Panther. That would be Azuri's father. Who is Kivu Ma? That would be a former leader of the Hatu Zeraze. The knowledge is free. Knowledge is free. Shorty got a villain, even though I low-key think Shorty's villain got a crush on her because she keep flirting with Shorty. What is it, Oyaku? So Mosi got a villain, A, as in one villain. Shorty got a villain, as in A, villain, as in one. The rest of them Black Panther villains, them all T'Challa villains. Kibe, yeah, that's a T'Challa villain. Claw, even though we're gonna say that's a T'Challa villain, is actually a Fantastic Four villain. You see how we're doing that? But yeah. So I don't know what stories we finna get. Just like, you know how they talking about putting Aurora in Black Panther 3? That's fine. That's T'Challa's wife. Ex-wife, wife, whatever you want to, lover, whatever you want to say. That ain't Shorty's wife. That ain't Shorty's lover. Shorty's sister-in-law. That's her sister-in-law. But that ain't nothing to Toussaint. That's nothing to Toussaint. You know how Talia al Ghul is nothing to Richard Grayson? Same thing. Same thing. Ain't nothing with no Toussaint over there. That's what you get when you be a fan. But now like I said, I'm gonna get props for knowing every damn thing I know about Bruce Wayne. But if I know the same damn thing about T'Challa, Black Panther, period, any Black character, I'm gonna get my feelings hurt. That's weird. That's weird. I can say, man, you remember the Killing Joke? Yeah. Man, graphic novel. Yeah. That was messed up how the Joker pulled up on Barbara, wasn't it? Yeah. It was. Did you like Birds of Prey, the TV show? And Shamar Moore was in that, wasn't he? Yeah. They had Barbara Gordon paralyzed in that one too. I like how they gave like the little flashback scene when she was Batgirl. I'm gonna get kudos for talking like that about Barbara Gordon. I better not say nothing like that about no T'Challa, no Aurora, or nothing. I can ask the question all day, every day. Why is James Rose paralyzed going on in years? Before a Black MCU fan say you got a point, that ain't right, they'll say to me, you don't know what you're talking about. Trust Marvel. No, you trust Marvel. You the one sitting up here complaining about not having no Black character representation. You trust Marvel. I've been saying this. I'm laughing every time somebody, man, they canceled Wonder Man. That's what you mad about? You mad about they canceled Wonder Man? Yeah. You ain't mad about the fact that he did not play Adam Brashear, Blue Marvel? Because I hear you saying, man, why we ain't getting no Blue Marvel? You ever stop to think because the Black actor that's playing, that could have played Blue Marvel, is playing the white character Simon Williams? Don't stop thinking about no stuff like that. Oh, well, where's Brother Voodoo? I don't know. Ask Chiwelte Ejiofor where Brother Voodoo at. Well, why we ain't got no Blue Marble? I don't know. Ask them why they made Idris Elba Heimdall instead of Blue Marble. That's a great question. Why we talk? Oh man, they ain't did nothing with our Black characters. You don't give two damns about the Black characters. You don't. And if anybody that read the comic books tell you what's going on with them Black characters, you finna cuss us out. Shout out to my brother Flash by Night Marvel. Showed up on TikTok. We got Mark Zuckerberg dropping out of college. starting Facebook. But Riri Williams got to resort to crime. Smartest person on earth. That's what we get. And if I raise that point to a black MCU fan, I'm finna be called a hater. I know, because I've been called a hater, pointing that same damn thing out. I don't know. I don't know how to do that. I don't know. But if I say something about, well, technically speaking, Supergirl got a mean streak, which means she's not as nice as Clark. A Superman fan gonna appreciate that all day. Probably ask me, man, they ain't give us none of that in the movie. What? They ain't give you no mean streak? I'm gonna get some kudos for that, because I know that. But if I say something about, hey, Shorty got a bloodlust. What? Shorty got a bloodlust. Man, nobody give two damns about that. I thought you said you like Shorty. We only like it when the MCU give it to us. The MCU only giving it to you. They're not gonna give you that. They finna move it over to Toussaint. They're not finna show you she got a blood. No, Shorty like deleting folks. She get off on stuff like that. I can have a conversation with somebody about Laurel, X23, all day long and twice on Sunday. Be laughing, kicking a bobo, talking about how she liked deleting folks, right? Even talk about her stint over there in NYX, and we would be loving it, right? I can't do that. Can't do that over here. You get ridiculed for knowing over here. You subject to get cussed out over here for knowing. You better not let no MCU fan know you know something about black characters away from the MCU. You trying to get cussed out. M. Telly is the Black Panther you talking about, Griot. Yeah. M. Telly. Who I said? Mostly? Yeah, M. Telly. You right, M. Telly. See how we do that? No offense taken, none intended. You know why he came in? Because he knew who I was talking about, right? But this is him for the masses that might not know who I was talking about. He's absolutely right. It's M. Telly that's Azuri's father. Good catch. Appreciate that now, tell him. They even got Gorgon on Adderland like he was black the whole time when they attempted to end him. Sure did. And I'm sitting up there like this. That dude ain't black. I'm like, don't make the character this if that character not gonna be that going forward. Don't do that, because that ain't never done nothing for me. Oh, Gorgon black now. When has Gorgon ever been black? No, don't make him black for me. You could just create a brand new Inhuman. Like you if you want me to feel welcome, add a black Inhuman to this. Put him over there over there in the comic books. I feel better. But this right here, and the dude gonna stay. No. I was gonna do a video, kind of like how I did the one in regards to Chiwelte Ejiofor, could have been Brother Voodoo. I'm sitting there like, so y'all know the Simon Williams Wonder Man comic book came out this year. And this is when I be looking at black MCU fans. I be like, I know you watched it. I know you watched it on the MCU. I get it, but I'm trying to understand something. Like when you watched Wonder Man on the MCU and you was liking the show, you know the character originated in the comic books because it's the MCU that we talking about. Like you know that. No, I'm not gonna do that. You know that, right? It's if you like the show, I'm saying to myself, so because I'm trying to make this make sense. You like the show. You didn't look up the character at all. I even saw promo art and everything like that where they got Simon Williams as the white dude and you hear Abdul Mateen in the same costume, black. And I'm like, The disconnect can't be that real. Because I'm sitting saying, well, you got Black Nick Fury comic books, Black Nick Fury MCU. It's like they even went so far. Okay, well, listen, we know we got Black Nick Fury in the Ultimate Universe, but we're gonna need to have a Black Nick Fury in the 616, the primary universe. How we gonna do this? We're gonna say Nick slept with a black woman. It's gonna be that simple, huh? Yeah. Okay. It's gonna be Nick Fury Jr. Yeah. All right. Black woman. It's on child support. Anyway, you say this Nick Fury Jr. Yeah. Okay. How dark was his mama? What you mean? Because this boy don't look like he got none of. He ain't got no traces of his daddy in him. Like he should be the same complexion as Casper Cole. I mean, I know what you're going for. I know why you're doing it. I know why you're doing it. I do, but he should look closer to like Blake Griffin. Yeah, you got him looking more. You got him looking too much like Tay Diggs. That's Morris Chestnut. That's not. We need more Aaron Pierre. We need more Aaron Pierre. We need more Shamar Moore in this right here because he too dark. It's crazy how we ain't never got the he too dark conversation in regards to Nick Fury. Like that's not the proper. Aaron Pierre is too light skinned. Okay, well damn it, if Aaron Pierre is too light skinned, Samuel L. Jackson too damn dark skinned. No, I don't care. I don't care. No, he too dark skinned. Shout out to my light skinned brothers and sisters. Damn it, we need a win. Let me keep up. We got Kimoyo King, my brother from another, Mr. Hatut Zadaze himself. Y'all watch what y'all say. He's in the building. He don't care. What's going on? Yeah, the Nick Fury they gave us in the comment easily could be Barracuda Pop. I'm just. Oh, man. Moving right along. Did y'all know tomorrow is 13? If you're a Black Panther fan, tomorrow's the 13th. 1 p.m. Have your alarm set. We're gonna be over there on Amazon. We are. We 1 p.m. to Eastern Standard Time. 1 p.m. It is Black Panther Infinity Gauntlet Thursday. Damn right it is. Damn right it is. You coming over here? It's a Black Panther channel. We're gonna give you Black Panther stuff for the free. All you gotta do is hit that like button. So all you got to subscribe would be nice too, but definitely hit that like button. That's how we pay bills. Moving right along. Oh man. Can I say once again, I don't know where this stuff coming from in regards to folks boycotting Miss Stephanie Williams Vixen story. I ain't read that. I'm not saying it ain't out there, but I ain't read that. I read the complaints in regards to her comments about T'Challa, but nowhere have I read where somebody said they wasn't gonna buy Vixen. I ain't read that. I ain't read that. And I also not read seeing any complaint in regards to how she plans on writing Vixen. What I've read is if it's good for Vixen, why they ain't good for T'Challa? That's a fair question. That's absolutely a fair question. Moving right along. Predictable discourse with Anti-Recasters. That go along the line of me saying you can't you better not know. You better not know. You better not know. This damn near like you getting good grades in school and you can't tell the people in your neighborhood because they not getting, oh, you think you special. I don't. I really just read. I really just read. You think you smarter than everybody else, don't you? No, I don't. I don't think I'm smarter than anybody else. I don't think I'm better than anybody else. I might care more than some other folks do. That might be where I might care, but then again, I don't think I necessarily say T'Challa, Black Panther is my favorite character as much as I put it in the words. Action. That's what I meant to say, action. I don't think I tell anybody that Shuri is my favorite character as much as I put it in the action. I don't think I tell folks Wakanda is my favorite nation as much as I just put it in action. I don't feel the need to say all that. I pretty much think it's evident, right? And so it really comes from a place of just wanting to share, right? You go to the MCU, get your information, not a problem. That ain't the end all say all, right? I'm gonna tell you where the confusion come with me. I be assuming when you say you're a Black Panther fan, you care about stuff like that. I think we all do. I think when somebody says they're a Black Panther fan, those of us that are Black Panther fans, we just assume you care about what we care about. We assume you want the books. If you can't afford the book, we assume at the very least you want the knowledge, right? You want the book from Karama Horn. You want stuff out the Black Panther Atlas. You want stuff out the Black Panther world map and everything like that. We're assuming you want to know the history of Black Panther. We're not knowing you don't give two damns until we say the history of Black Panther. We thinking you want the same thing that you getting in regards to Clark, in regards to Lois, in regards to Bruce, in regards to Selena. We thinking you want it. You don't. And y'all have went above and beyond to make disparaging videos, leave comments on people's posts. You don't want. Well, we having a hard time processing that because you keep saying you're a Black Panther fan. We're having a hard time processing that because you sit up here and you tell people you're an Ironheart fan, but you getting out here saying incorrect stuff in regards to Ironheart. Ain't nobody else making delineations like that. If you tell somebody you're a Superman fan, you got to speak accurately on Superman. You tell somebody you're a Batman fan, but I know damn good and well you ain't just quoting stuff from no Batman movie thinking that's the end all say all. Okay, what's the same thing? It's the same thing, and Black Panther comic book fans aren't wrong for expecting that. They're not. If you don't know, you don't know. We'll be more than happy to give you the information, but snapping because we know and you don't know, well, who you the fan of? You the fan of the studio or you the fan of the character? No. Are you a Shuri fan or are you an MCU fan? No, dead ass. Are you a Queen Mother Ramunda fan or are you a Ryan Coogler fan? Which one is it? Where your loyalties lie at? You capping for the character or you capping for the studio? You capping for the character or you capping for the comic book company? You capping for the character or you capping for the executive? Where your loyalties lie? Because I'm gonna tell you what it's coming across. It's coming across regardless of whether it's T'Challa, Shuri, or Tucson. Your loyalty ain't with none of them damn characters. Your loyalty is with the studio. You don't give a damn who they put up under that mantle. You don't. Long as they say you're finna get a Black Panther movie. You Gucci. Okay, well, that's you being an MCU fan. Nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But you're not a fan of that character. Your loyalty lies with the studio. Way too many folks lying about that. You ain't got to lie to kick it, Craig. If you will accept anything the studio gives you, that's fine. That's also fair, also your right. But stop acting like folks ain't got legitimate questions on the table when it comes to the representation of the Black characters, just for you to get in your feelings when they didn't cancel the next Black show that ain't even really have a damn thing to do with a Black character in the first place, and you and your damn feelings. Make it make sense. Here we go. Jermaine is in the building. Let me see. What Archie got going on? I see where you're going with Claude. That makes sense. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Let me keep up. Y'all in here going off. Let me keep up with these notes here. Let me jump up in here. Yo, Theo, Torres Collectors in the building. What's going on, Torres? What the deal, player? I just jumped in, kicking back on this one. Open ears on the topics. Appreciate it, big dog. Appreciate it, Archie. Now tell them says they don't want to know the source material just so they can manipulate your story and your character. This is done intentionally, just like it's been done in real world history. I see. We don't see it. We sleep at the wheel. Their power is erasing our history in real life and in fiction. They don't want us to have nothing. You know what thing is? We got to cooperate a little bit for that to be successful. That's where I'm at with it. We got to cooperate, which means you got to be down for the shenanigans, which means you got to say, I don't care. And what are we hearing a lot of? I don't care. Okay, keep not caring. Some black folks that don't care are participating in their own demise. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bop. Archie Lee says, this is exactly why I still, yeah, Kyber Island. Archie also said, oh yeah, with henchmen that get down like Kitty Pryde on that land. Huh, man. I love talking to a comic book fan. Oh man, and if you read that story, right, Black Panther with Kyber the Cruel, you know exactly what he's talking about when he mentioned that Kitty Pryde reference. So they put Namor Black Panther 3. My wife said I'm giving up too much good information. I low-key agree with her, but if we're trying to grow the fandom, right, which we are, we need to drop as much good information as we need to. Yes, Lord have mercy. Good looking, Archie. Good looking. Jermaine said I guess so. I guess so. I guess his question is, are they putting more in Black Panther 3? I guess so. More. Not to be confused with let me see, daggum. Not to be confused with Namor McKenzie, because he got a last name. Daddy from Boston. Yeah. But hey, they like it. I love it. Let me see here. Archie Lee said, I see where you're going with Carl. That makes sense. Yeah. Archie also said, they've been playing Rhodey for a year, comic folk. Remember when he was scared of water? They just won't let my boy be great. They even got Gorg. Yeah. Let me see here. Kimoyo pulled the Archie, said, yeah, the Nick Fury they gave us in the comic easily could be Barracuda. Yep, that was coming from Archie. Percy Benford pulled up. What's going on, Big Percy? Percy says Dr. Jason Johnson dropped a vid today and talked about why the MCU is canceling the projects that are headlined by black characters. He said he saw some sources and he was told it was MAGA appeasement. Thing, right? Big Percy. He's talking about it from surface level. He don't know. I saw them allegations. I saw the rumors out there, right? But is he really speaking to what was racist in regards to the characters, or he just grabbing the latest headline and I'm gonna speak to it from a surface level, and I ain't gonna say no more than that. I'm gonna tell you that it's racist. I'm gonna tell you, but I can't tell you where. He can't tell you where. He gonna say MAGA got something to do with it, but he can't tell you where. I don't like it when people like him speak on this topic, because on any other topic, he would feel like he needed to, at the very least, be knowledgeable, know what he's talking about. Way too many of these people, whether they got PhDs, whether they're entertainers, whether they're rappers, actors, or whatever, sports journalists, when it comes to talking about, they could be damn movie critics, I don't care. When it comes to speaking about this, stuff like this, you know who they don't speak to? They don't speak to the comic book fan. It's almost like they don't know any black comic book expert out there. Them not being a black comic book expert, let alone a comic book expert, they feel more than comfortable speaking on comic book related issues, to the point where too many of them do more harm than good. I see, you know what I wish? I wish somebody would send Dr. Jason Johnson my video, or Daryl's video, or anybody else that knows these characters in and out and can literally speak to what's wrong with them, not from a surface level, but dig down, dive deep into it. I wish somebody would send them our video, because right now, this is the problem in regards to black fandom and superheroes. We got way too many people feeling comfortable speaking when they know damn good and well they don't know. They lack the credentials to even speak on it. So I can appreciate what you sent to me, but I know based on the videos that I've seen similar to this, He didn't go deep as me and Daryl could go. He was very surface level with it. And the reason why he couldn't go deep, because he don't know. That's why we got to regurgitate certain talking points like it's racist or it's MAGA, but I can't give you no specifics. We give specifics over here. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. What you got, Big Archie? That would be beyond wild. That's why they're curving the black characters in Marvel films. Archie also said, why couldn't they replace Kane? The excuse I heard was they swapped him out because he got whooped by Dr. Pym and Janet. My question was, why are we talking about Kane? You see where I went with it? We talking about Kane. Daryl and I will tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt that we were reading the Avengers. The last storyline with Jed McKay revolved around Kane. Before then, it was Avengers Beyond. Kane was the main antagonist in that storyline. Kane was white. That's why I asked that question. We sit up here talking about where Brother Voodoo at. We're going to have to start having some tough conversations with ourselves as a people, and we don't want to do that. Why are we asking why we didn't get Brother Voodoo? My question is, why was Chiwetel Ejiofor playing Baron Mordo when he could have been playing Brother Voodoo? Didn't Daniel show up in the first movie? Yes, he did. Okay, well, we know shortly after Daniel take a dirt nap, Jericho's supposed to be showing up. No, what did we do? Oh man, we got Chiwetel Ejiofor playing Mordo. Oh man, we ain't seen Baron Mordo in a minute. I don't give two doggos about Baron Mordo. Where was Brother Voodoo? Now we want to talk about where Brother Voodoo at. No, you should have asked that question during the first Doctor Strange movie. But no, we so wrapped up. Oh man, we got a black character. No, you don't. You got a white character. You got a black actor playing a white character. Same thing with Kane. What we like John Majors. Cool. We like him as a villain. All right. You got a lot of star power. Okay. Look good in tight shirts. Why he wasn't Moses Magnum? Why he wasn't Moses Magnum? That's a black character. That's a black villain. Why ain't nobody talking about him? But we want to know where the black character's at. I asked the question before. If the black actors are playing the white characters, who's left to play the black characters? And we still sitting up here in 2026. Oh man, I ain't get me no Kane. Kane was never yours to get. Oh, man, they canceled Simon Williams. That wasn't your character. You should be asking, where's Adam Brashear at? You talking about Simon Williams? Damn, I can't. Well, if he can play Simon Williams, he can't play Adam Brashear. Didn't Monica sit up here and talk about she had a specialist that was gonna come help her out? Okay, well, Adam. Ain't Monica and Adam been in a relationship? Crazy how we keep asking about white characters portrayed by black actors, but we never ask what happened to the black character that we lost because the black actor played a white character and not the black. What'd you say, Kimoyo? 1-800 Black Hero. Sure enough. I hear, but at the same time, he's not going to give up a source. He could have said more, though. Hold on, let me go back. when you say he could have said more, when I say more, because I'm not asking for a source. When I say more, I mean speak to the specifics or what makes Marvel's, the MCU's treatment of the black characters racist. I'm being speak to the specifics of it. Don't tell me they got canceled. And if he didn't mention James Rose being inexplicably paralyzed from the waist down for 11 years, going on 11 years, he didn't speak to the specifics of it. If he didn't speak to Anthony Mackie portraying Sam Wilson like he's an old gosh darn hucker boy, country boy that's got to explain everything when he's literally a streetwise dude from Harlem, he didn't speak to the specifics of it. If he didn't speak on Claire Benet having to leave Falcon and the Winter Soldier early because they deleted the character he portrayed, while he simultaneously hid the rank structure of said black character. He's not speaking to the specifics of it. He's speaking very much to the icing on it. And that's why I say they shouldn't be talking. They shouldn't be talking, because what's going to get you to thinking more so? Him just saying it's MAGA, him calling them racist, or me sitting up there, come here, let me think about this for a second. Yeah. You know how many times T'Challa got it in with Ultron? Do you know that T'Challa was on that Avengers team when the Vision popped up? When the Vision made his debut and they took on Ultron? And see, you're not going to know that off the rip. But if I say that and I say, you don't think T'Challa should have been around doing Age of Ultron? Because that was T'Challa that took Claw's arm. That wasn't Ultron. He can't speak to that. But now, if you don't know that, and he's going to say it's racist, and I say, here's the racist part right here. Are you not sitting back saying, wait, damn. I ain't even think about that. If I mention Gabe Jones in Captain America, the first Avenger, and I say, so Derek Luke didn't get to handle no vibranium at all? That's his job. That's his role. Howard don't just get that vibranium like that. Now you, as the black fan, you sit back, damn. I ain't think about that. If I say to you, T'Challa is the one that created not only the Quinjet, but Sam's wings. And he ain't getting no credit for that in the MCU. He can't speak to that. But now you, as the black fan, are you now sitting back saying yourself, damn, I ain't know that. You say T'Challa created the Quinjet? Yep. And you say T'Challa created Sam's wing? Mm-hmm. I wonder why they ain't tell us that in the MCU. That's where I'm at with it. Hold up. Wasn't Sam Wilson originally West Indian and came to the States after helping Cap? No, he's originally from Harlem. Now, he did go to the West Indies to help Cap with the Red Skull and came back to Harlem. But no, he Harlem. He Harlem with it. Archie says, yeah, that's another one. Baron Mortal completely forgot about that. Never mind, Kang. And I'm just saying, basically, when Wakanda Forever didn't do the numbers of the first film, they pulled back on everything. Disney is cutting back on everything that won't make profit between Marvel and Star Wars. It's a budget thing, as they have to cut $6 billion in spending. They are hurting badly right now. Disney has finished all the shows it had under contract. No new stuff. Kimoyo be on top of stuff like that. So that is my biggest issue with celebrities that don't know. He's not the only one. Tony Baker does it, right? Dr. Umar Johnson does it. And I know why they're doing it. It's clickbait. It's the hottest topic. You're going to get people to tune in. The thing is that how much better would it be if the people tuned in and you actually knew what you was talking about? Like you could go deep. They can't go deep. They can't go deep, and they don't want to. But they're not doing the characters any justice doing that. Where are we at now? Avengers Doomsday. It's crazy because we had just mentioned Sam Wilson. So clearly we weren't the only ones looking at that Sam Wilson Doomsday action figure. They've already went up pre-order. I got my Scott Summers. Yeah, that's gonna be my go-to, Scott. I got my Scott Summers and I got my Shang-Chi. That's gonna be my go-to Shang-Chi. That Falcon action figure. But hush. Yeah, calm down. Back. That Sam Wilson action figure though. Now I could be wrong. I could be. I've been wrong before. I'm gonna be wrong again. And we just talked about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, right? Right. And that Captain America Sam Wilson was a Build-A-Figure. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I wasn't a fan of that because I felt like we wasn't really taking care of the kids like we were supposed to. You know, our sons that was gonna look at that show and want the action figure. I felt like that was wrong to make that a Build-A-Figure. Right. We got that action figure. I bought it. Y'all like, Theo, you bought the whole wave? So Captain America 4 came out last year, right? I wasn't a fan of the movie. The writing was horrible, right? Writing was horrible. And then I was boycotting, protesting, because Anthony Mackie lied about his intention about being Black Panther. T'Challa, he lied to Jamel Hill, and she ain't really questioned him. This is when I go back to saying I don't really like folks that aren't really comic book fans having conversations about comic book characters because they do more harm than good. Jamel Hill really not locked in like that. And even though Anthony Mackie in the MCU, he not locked in like that either. So I bought that Captain America action figure. I bought the Falcon too. Joaquin Torres, I bought that one too. I didn't buy the Red Hulk. They only dropped 3 action figures. Now, the first one from Falcon and the Winter Soldier didn't come with a helmet. Came with the mask, no helmet. The second one from Captain America 4 came with the goggles because Anthony don't like wearing the mask. That's crazy. What's your job? The mask make you uncomfortable. You know what? I heard that from Batman actors too and everything like that. You know what they had to do? They had to suck it up and wear that Batman mask. Anyway. So I bought that action figure. Nice too. Did the wings a little bit differently and everything like that right now. So they got this action figure available again. Now, this is when I need Daryl in here. Kimoyo, you might be able to help me. Is it really a Sam Wilson Falcon, Sam Wilson Captain America action figure if it don't come with the wings? Because this action figure, it's just got the backpack and his face, the head sculpt without the goggle, as if I give 2 damns. And the price is going to be damn near $30. I don't know anybody want that action figure that bad, where they felt like, oh, we could put this back out there as an action figure. I know what it is. Say, Theo, no. Theo, see, y'all not gonna like this. See, this gonna be the racist part right here. But Theo, why are they putting Sam Wilson? Well, you see what M'Baku walked out in the trailer? Yeah, okay. Well, him dressed like that, that's piss poor articulation when it comes to that action figure. Don't nobody want that, and they've dropped that action figure twice already. Okay. What about the Shooty action figure? She's at Ollie's. As many folks talk about Shooty being Black Panther, they didn't put their wallet where their mouth was. They did that action figure's at Ollie. They know damn good and well that action figure not gonna sell. Well, what action figure would have made sense for them to get some change for real? Well, let's think about this for a second. To my knowledge, it ain't but 2 Black characters that pop up in Jonathan Hickman's Time Runs Out, The Secret Wars, to where it's worth a damn, to where they actually did something significant. One would be Miles Morales. Well, do we need another Miles Morales action figure? I'm just saying, maybe a Miles Morales with a cheeseburger might have worked, because that's them. But the other action figure character that would have made sense, that's Black, who actually plays a pivotal role in this storyline, it's quite a few Black Panther fans don't even give a damn about that character. It's T'Challa. That's the action figure that would have made sense. But since the character ain't in Doomsday and that character more than likely ain't gonna be in Secret Wars, you got to get Sam Wilson. Because we want to make sure black folks feel represented. You know what would have made us feel represented? What? This character ain't even have to be in Secret War. You could have gave us a proper size Adam Bashir as Blue Marvel. We'd have took that. Sure would have. Took that and kept right on going. Let me see here. The lovely Grand Madam Tarot, the Queen Mother herself, is in the building. Let me see here. Kimoyo says BP3 is the last thing with Kugel unless he signs a new deal, which won't happen because Disney can't afford him. I'm hoping they can't afford them L's. I don't see Doomsday doing the 2.5 billion it needs just to break even. 2.5. Grand Madam says she made it. Greeting everybody. Kimoyo said that's his little ego. Grand Madam says that's the one I have. No wings, $10 at Walgreens. Damn. Well, I ain't mad at Walgreens. You better get up off that figure. Grand Madam, you might be able to get them wings on eBay. Might be able to get them on eBay. Archie said, comment focus, Goliath still alive and ain't appearing in not one MCU. Has he ever spoken to T'Challa? Bill Foster in the MCU is alive. No, he has not spoken to T'Challa. Bill Foster in comic books is still very much so taking a dirt nap, which is an issue with myself and Mr. Smith, because we're of the mindset, considering it was Reed and Tony responsible for that Thor clone doing that to Bill Foster. Why ain't T'Challa had a conversation with Reed in regards to that? But then again, because we can't get nobody that really care about them stories at Marvel Comics like that. But yeah. Archie said Anthony Mackie is off the chain. Grand Madam says, let's see how these characters are handled after the midterms. Oh, I like how you said that just then. You said that just then, Grand Madam. You made me scratch my cranium. All right. That said, closing thoughts, questions and answers. As I sit here listening to my cat go off, I take it back once again to not being able to have conversations. I'm offended that we know more and seemingly care more about characters that don't look like us than the ones that do. I'm offended that we snipe on those that do. Because you're not going to do that with nobody else. Right? Like, you're not going to get mad at the person that's knowledgeable about Batman like that. And you could be a Batman, the animated Avengers fan. You could be a Batman Christian Bale fan. You're not finna snap on the Batman fan that know the lore from the comic books. You're not going to do that. So then it makes me question why we doing it. And I want to get to the heart of the matter. Like, I'm asking serious questions. Like, how we doing it? You never gonna get mad at a brother nor anybody else that knows Batman lore, Superman lore, Spider-Man lore. You're gonna pat them on the back and you're gonna say, yeah, dog, give me some more knowledge. But when it comes to the black characters, we got so much to say, so much disdain. I said it once before, I say it again. It's a damn shame the average black person knows the white character's origin story backwards and forwards. You don't know the black characters. That's bad in and of itself. But not only do you not know the black character's origin story, you mad at your fellow brothers and sisters for knowing it to the point where you will go above and beyond to belittle them on social media. They say a house that's divided shall surely fall. I'm of the mindset it's too many plants because they keep wanting to keep brothers and sisters pitted against one another. the comic book fans against the MCU fans, but they ain't doing that nowhere else. Black men against black women, trying to get them gender wars started. They ain't doing that with nobody else. Young against old. You got enough respect to call the older person auntie, but you can't respect them like they're your uncle or your auntie. You want to call the young person niece and nephew, but you ain't showing them no love like they're your niece and nephew. For the past 3-4 years now, what we've talked about was how the word woke was co-opted, how they made it about everything and anything else. It's crazy how when it comes to fiction and us not being able to see how fiction plays into reality, how we just as sleep as Sleeping Beauty, if not worse. Damn thing though, ain't no Prince Charming coming around the corner. If we don't wake up, if we keep settling for stuff, subconsciously settling for stuff, you then want to get mad at those that know better. Well, if I want to know how to fire a weapon, who do I go talk to? The person that's experienced, right? I don't go talking to the rookie. If I want to know how to play football, who do I go to? The person that's either coached the game or played the game. I don't go to somebody that didn't. But what we're literally doing over here is saying, hey, I want to know about football, but I don't want to know about it from you. And I only want to know about it from ESPN. I want to pay for it. Hell, you got somebody that lived in the same house with you that been playing football, that can show you how to play football all day, every day, and twice on Sunday, and how to do it for you, because they know you. You don't want to listen to them. That's fine. Go get it from somebody else. And when it don't work out for you, i.e. you start getting shows canceled left and right, don't complain. Don't make no reaction videos. Don't do no videos to feed algorithms. You weren't checking for them characters before then. Don't do it now just because it's hot and popping. We've been knowing them characters was hot and popping. Where you been? Let me keep up with these notes. Let me get on up out of here. Let me see here. Grand Madam says, yes, that's what they are, plants. Kimoyo said, that's the coonery within. I try not to say that. Archie said, yo, what is going on? Didn't Onslaught reset stuff in the 90s as well as the other resets mid-2000s? They put these comments on the screen and they ultra dogging us comic folk? Yep. And yes, Bill Foster is gone. Trouble Grand Madam says hello. Grand Madam said, yes, that's what they are, plants. Archie said, no, comic folk is comic folk. I'm just glad we exist. We can clash another time. Till then, let the minds come together. That's what I say. That's what I would say. I would love to be able to talk Ironheart with Ironheart fans. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't even think I ever professed that I was an Ironheart fan. But I'm like, what can that character do for our daughters that's smart? Our girly girls that's smart and everything like that. Like, damn, to even have that action figure up in your house as a point of reference for your daughter. Like, that's the thing for me. As a girl dad, I got female action figure. Y'all saw the Spider-Woman that I did. All we did was just change the head sculpt because I wanted me a Jessica, right? I wanted me a Jessica Drew Spider-Woman action figure. I did not like the one that they gave us from Into the Mall. I don't know what that was. My wife said she looked like a crackhead. I was like, I don't know what this is, but I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do that. No, I went and got me a Spider-Woman action figure, the one in the black costume, popped off that head sculpt, and I got me a Spider-Woman action figure to go along with my other Spider action figure, where my daughter can walk in, my daughters, because I got 4 of them, can walk in and say, that's me right there. That's what mattered to me. That's what mattered to me. Somebody else can see a Wonder Woman. Somebody else can see a Supergirl. Somebody else can see a Mary Shazam or Mary Marvel or something like that. But you come into my house, You got Shorty, you got Aurora, you got Misty Knight, you got Jessica Drew, you got Monica Rambeau, you got the Queen Mother Ramunda, you got a Koye, you got the Kia, you got Money. Oh, no, you're gonna get all this. You're gonna get you some black representation in my house. Yeah, male, female, LGBTQ plus. What you say? I said Anika and Io are in my house. Right. And so is Taku. Black Panther fans know exactly what I'm gonna get that Horatio Walter too. Listen, I'm out. Thank y'all. Damn, that bad. I'm out. Thank y'all so much. Pray for me and the missus. Hopefully we will be moving into our home this Friday. If not, we will be in a hotel, a different one, for another week or so. But yeah, that said, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. This has been a blast and everything. And contrary to what some folks may take away from this video, it really is about bringing the fandom together. Like, damn, you don't want that knowledge? Like, how you know what you're getting if don't nobody tell you? Now, if you say you don't care, once again, that is your right. You ain't got to care. But I just find it weird because I know you care over here. It's way too many of us talk about how we were fans of Batman, the Animated Adventures, and Batman, the Animated Adventures drew heavily from the source material. You want me to say that again? Way too many folks are Batman, the animated Adventures of Batman. Way too many folks that don't read comic books are fan of that show. You are. That show pulled heavily from the source material to the point where you can have conversations with Batman fans that are comic book fans. As Genuine would say, what's so different? I ain't asking, I'm just asking. Listen, I'm out. Appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. And remember the late, great Don Cornelius and Chadwick Boseman. Remember, we can always agree to disagree. We're grown. There's nothing wrong with that. And you can absolutely like what you like. You can. You go see what you want to see, pay for what you want to pay for. We can agree to disagree. We ain't got to like the same thing. You got people that come out the same womb, don't like the same daggum thing, right? Cool. That's what that is. I'm out. Whether we get along or not, whether we like each other or not, at the end of the day, we all one race. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Peace.